In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about slash chords. I run into musicians from time to time who still have a hard time understanding what slash chords are when they run into them on chord charts. And so I'm just going to explain this real simple concept of what a slash chord is. So once again, kind of like the chord names and symbols, there's two pieces of information whenever you see a slash chord. And here are 5 examples of them. And one is on the left-hand side. It's like a fraction. So whatever's on the left-hand side, left side, represents the chord that you play. The chord. And so in this example here, G/B, the chord that you're going to actually play for this is a G chord. Kind of messy, but G chord, you're going to play G chord over here. But what's on the right side is the lowest note, meaning lowest, frequency-wise, that you're going to play along with that G chord is the note B. So lowest note will be a B. Now, if you're playing a piano, that's easy to do because you play a G, you just take your left hand and you go play a B. However, sometimes for guitar players that can be kind of tricky because you know how to play a G chord, but B, where's the B and how am I going to not play the G? But bottom line is most of the slash chords will have, not all, but the note that's on the right side is actually included as one of the notes in the chord. It's just you have to find out what that is and play it. And also, when you're playing by yourself, some of this is important for you to figure this out, how to play these chords. But when you're playing in a band or a team setting and you're playing guitar or even piano, what would probably be more important for like guitar players, piano players, is more what's on the left side, the chords. Because the bass player will probably, not always, but probably end up playing the lowest note, which is on the right side. So if a guitar player just played a regular G chord, but the bass player on the team played a B, that would together be this slash chord. So it's that simple. Let me show you. You'll go down the other examples. A/C sharp. Left side is the chord. It's an A major chord. Lowest note is a C sharp. Next one, D/C. D is the chord. Slash chord here is what's on the right? The lowest note is a C. Now, sometimes people that write chords will use slash chords to write complex sounding chords in a simple format. That is one way to do it. However, not always. Sometimes people just write them because they're actually, when they're written this way, like for this example, it's an inversion of how a chord is played. And if you don't know what that is, you can Google that and it'll tell you what it is. But it's just a different voicing of the chord. However, you can write chords out in slash form sometimes just to write it out in a simple way. Like for example, here's one. So the chord is a C. And then over the lowest note is an A. However, in a C, regular C major chord, an A is not a part of the 3 notes in a C major chord. But it's written out this way, and when it's written out this way, you actually get a chord called the A major 7 chord, which is a real nice sounding chord. But as you can see, it's much more simple writing it this way than writing, A minor 7. Some people might not know exactly what that is. They might know what an A minor is, but a minor 7, what? So this is kind of a way, if you're, using instrumentalists who don't really understand some of the more complex chords, it can be written in this way to just help them to, simplify things. So here's one last example. The chord is an F7, 7 chord. Lowest note is a B flat. And so that's a lesson on slash chords.